where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to do another Godzilla video, and this one we're going to talk about Toho's next move. We're going to focus a little bit on the other side of the world and their Godzilla universe. So, next move for Toho. Now, a lot of people wanted me to talk about the Godzilla anime, and the only thing I'll say about the anime right now is very excited to check it out. Can't wait to see what they have in store. Outside of that, I don't know too much else about it, other than that we're getting one. So, but it should be fun to watch. Somebody asked me, if I thought that the anime would split the fandom again. I don't think as much as the movies tend to. People generally love anime and will check out most anime just to kind of see what it's all about, the story, stuff like that. In terms of Godzilla, considering its popularity, I think everybody's going to check out the anime. So I don't think I think it's going to do well, and I'm excited to see it. So as far as Toho, there's been Shin Gojira's been out. It did very well in the box office, both in Japan, both here in the States. And obviously, one would believe that Toho is probably going to make another Godzilla movie. Now, the question is, do they continue the story of Shin Gojira? Does he wake up in the middle of Japan? Do these little tykes in his tail come out and start causing havoc? Or do they go a completely other direction? That's going to be interesting to see. I think I'm kind of up in the air about this. I think it also depends on whether or not Anno will return to direct it. I've heard different rumors about that. Some people saying he's not coming back. Some people saying he will. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to that portion. But I'm pretty certain they're going to make another movie. I think the next movie I think they'll probably aim to go a different direction. I mean, they got their metaphoric story out the way, and I think they're going to probably go back to some of the more familiar things that people would like to see in Godzilla movies. I mean, we all love the metaphoric stories, don't get me wrong. But I think what made Godzilla really popular are the kind of different movies that happened over the years. You talk to anyone, everybody has a different favorite movie. It's like everybody loves 54, and then after that, there's one movie in the series that they love more than anything else. And it's always different, Yes, believe it or not, there are people out there who love Godzilla's Revenge. There are people out there who love Godzilla vs. Sea Monster. There are people there who love Godzilla vs. Megaguirus, and so on and so forth. There is the general movies that are very popular, like GMK, Godzilla vs. Biollante, Godzilla vs. Destroyer, Godzilla 84, all these kinds of things. But there's always that one movie that one person likes that's very different from anybody else. So I think whatever Toho decides to do in the next movie, I think they'll be in good shape. I think they'll be fine with whatever they do. I think the more interesting thing is if they do a versus movie, which I'm going to assume they will. If they do a versus movie, how their monsters are going to look now? Are they going to bring out the old suits and try and dust them off and clean them up? Are they going to go completely CGI again? Which I don't think they will. I think you will see the return of Suitmation. I think from a business perspective, that might actually be a wise move. Number one of the things criticized about Shin Gojira was the CGI. And I think that with the popularity of Shin Gojira and how much people in Japan liked it, and then the 2 or 3 people in the States that saw it, I'm just kidding. No, but overall, the success of the movie did well enough that if they scale back from CGI to Suitmation, that opens up a little bit more money in the budget to maybe do something a little bit more spectacular from a different perspective. And I think that's why you're going to see Suitmation again. I think you're going to see Suitmation. Now, whether or not it's going to be the Shin Gojira design or whether or not it's going to be another suit design but something that looks new, that remains to be seen. It's not too uncommon for them to change from one Godzilla look to another. We've seen this done many a times in the 70s. Obviously, in the Millennium series, he looked way different from the Heisei series. And in the Heisei series, he changed suits. The Godzilla from Biollante, that suit is a little bit different than the suit that came later on, like in Godzilla vs. Destroyer. So I think I think you possibly will see a different design. Now, they could keep Shin Gojira, make a suit, and they can use that to evolve Shin Gojira into a more or a different look. I'm not going to say something more familiar because Shin Gojira's design is obviously very much like, the other Godzilla designs with the exception of the small arms and, the huge ass long tail and stuff like that. But I think they might, if they want to try and connect it, they might, make it so that he evolves into a final form, so to speak, which is something a little bit more closer to home. I don't know if we'll ever see the back lasers and the tail laser again. I'm hoping not. I really do think that was just absurd and ridiculous for the movie. So I'm hoping that's something they get rid of. But for people who love the summation, I think they're gonna get back to that. To me, it makes sense. It makes sense because of the criticism of the CGI and the amount of money they can save with budget. And I think that's why you might see a summation again. It's just whether or not we're gonna see the Shin Gojira design in the suit, or see the Shin Gojira design evolve into a new suit design, a new Godzilla costume design. And I do think we'll get a versus movie. What monster they'll put in, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Mothra, Ghidorah, or Rodan, just for the sake of being parallel to what Legendary is doing. They were very, very fixated on the idea of doing a better Godzilla movie than Legendary. Obviously, that tells you that they were very impressed with what Legendary did, and they wanted to try and outdo them. They probably saw the movie and said, wow, why can't we do that? But, sometimes it motivates people. I don't think they delivered on a better movie personally. I know a lot of people feel differently, and that's fine. But if it motivated them to do more movies, then how could that be a bad thing, right? That's certainly not a bad thing. So I think what's next for Toho is another Godzilla film. I think there is a good chance we'll see it before the next Legendary Godzilla movie. And I do think it'll be a versus movie, and I do think it'll be complete summation. That's just my opinion. So whether or not we'll see a direct sequel to Shin Gojira, I don't know. Maybe there's something out there that, I know Japan releases news and some of you guys go out there and you'll translate. I don't do that. So if they've already confirmed or made plans for a Shin 2, then fantastic, But as far as I know, I don't think they have. And if they do a Shin sequel, maybe we'll get the answer to the question of those humanoid monsters coming out of his tail. Or maybe, that's another thing too. That's a lot of people want to know about that. And I don't know if we'll get that question answered or not, Toho they don't necessarily do things like other, movie companies, especially in America. They don't necessarily make direct sequels per se. They make connections, so we'll just have to wait and see. But I think even if they try to make a connection, I think the overall movie will be a versus movie, and I think that if they decide to use the Shin and keep it in that universe, then Shin will evolve into a different Godzilla, maybe like a final form, something that can fight. Because as Shin stands as it is, he can't fight another monster. I understand the breath, I understand its destructive powers, but we don't know if it can destroy a kaiju, and even if he could, whether he'd actually have to hit the kaiju to do it. And considering that Shin shuts down for 2 weeks after using his breath, I just can't see him in a versus movie. So a lot of you guys have speculated that perhaps he can continue to evolve and adapt in his environment. If that's the case, and it's a versus movie, I assume that Shin, if it's a connected movie, will evolve into a Godzilla that can match up with whatever kaiju they put in front of him. But time will tell. Until then, this is Rob signing off for ETN, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching ETN. You can follow ETN on Facebook, Twitch, or Twitter, or join the Nation Facebook page. Don't forget to click that subscribe button on your way out. You're watching ETN, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to do another Godzilla video, and this one we're going to talk about Toho's next move. We're going to focus a little bit on the other side of the world and their Godzilla universe. So, next move for Toho. Now, a lot of people wanted me to talk about the Godzilla anime, and the only thing I'll say about the anime right now is very excited to check it out. Can't wait to see what they have in store. Outside of that, I don't know too much else about it, other than that we're getting one. So, but it should be fun to watch. Somebody asked me, if I thought that the anime would split the fandom again. I don't think as much as the movie, as the movies tend to. People generally love anime and will check out most anime just to kind of see what it's all about, the story, stuff like that. In terms of Godzilla, considering his popularity, I think everybody's going to check out the anime. So I don't think I think it's going to do well, and I'm excited to see it. So as far as Toho, there's been Shin Gojira's been out. It did very well in the box office, both in Japan, both here in the States, and obviously